What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and today we are going old school here with the bar. If this is your first time on the channel, my name is Rafael, I'm Portuguese. I'm the author of the science book Vegan Health and Fitness in Portuguese and hopefully in English by the end of the year. I'm a vegan bodybuilder and I've been vegan for about 5 years. Today I'm going to teach you the very basics of any diet and obviously a vegan diet. I'm going to teach you how you can set up your diet. How many calories do you need? How many grams of protein? How many grams of fat? How many grams of carbs? This is the most important thing that you can ever do to get results with your diet. Okay, this is the most important thing and everyone should know this about themselves if they are trying to reach any physical or sometimes even health goals. Okay, so this is actually extremely simple and most people will pay about $100 or even more to a nutritionist or dietitian to make these calculations, and here you can make them for free. Obviously you should always seek professional advice for more advanced stuff, but for this you can do it yourself. Okay, so step one, you're gonna have to figure out your BMR or basal metabolic rate. This is how many calories you need to maintain your weight if you just stay in bed all day. Without any exercise, even without walking, you would still burn a lot of calories. And that's your basal metabolic rate. Okay, and to make these calculations, you're gonna need to use your smartphone or your PC. And you're gonna go to plantspace.org, which is actually Mike the Vegan's website, and you're gonna go under Diet Lab, Calorie Requirements Calculator. You're gonna choose Imperial or Metric System. I'm gonna choose Metric, and you're gonna input your weight. So for me right now, I'm finishing a cut that would be 70 kilos. Your height, for me, I'm 174 centimeters. Your age, I'm 24 years old. It automatically gives you your BMR, your basal metabolic rate. For me it would be 1673 calories. Okay, now for step 2, you need to add your daily activity, the calories that you will spend in your daily activity, to your BMR to see how many calories you need to eat to maintain your weight, just to maintain it, even with all the exercise and activity that you have. And this is actually pretty easy to do because it's also on the website. So on the website you're gonna have a couple of options. You can select sedentary lifestyle with no exercise, lightly active, exercise 1 to 3 times per week, moderately active, exercise 3 to 5 times per week, hard daily activity, or twice daily activity for hard gainers. For me, I work out 6 times per week in the gym, but other than that I really don't walk that much and I don't have any other form of exercise. But I am a hard gainer. I have a really hard time gaining weight, so I lose weight easily. I'm gonna choose the hard daily activity because of that. And for me, that will bring me to about 2,886 calories. So this is how many calories I'm gonna have to eat to maintain my weight while doing all the exercise that I do. Okay, now for step 3, you're gonna have to decide if you want to bulk or cut. If you want to gain weight and gain muscle mass, or lose weight, lose fat. If you want to lose weight, you're gonna have to eat below this number. If you want to gain weight, you're gonna have to eat above this number. So depending on how fast you want to lose weight or gain weight, or depending on how much weight you want to lose or gain, you're gonna go plus or minus 200 to 500 calories. What does this mean? This means that if you are trying to lose weight, you're probably gonna be 200 to 500 calories below this number, and if you are trying to gain weight, you're gonna be 200 to 500 calories above this number. Now, personally, I like to be around 300, whether that's for losing weight or gaining weight, because I really like to take things very, very slowly. So let's just say that I would like to lose weight. Okay, let's say I would like to lose weight. I'm gonna do this number minus 300. So that will come out to 2,586 calories. This is my starting point for a weight loss diet, for example. And the next step is very simple. You're gonna have to test it, because obviously these are very good formulas and all of that, but every body is a body and you really need to test this out for yourself. So you're gonna eat this amount of calories. You can go 100 above or 100 below, obviously you got some range to work with, but you're gonna eat around these calories, and you can even make that 2,600. So you're gonna eat around 2,600 calories per day. You're gonna track your calories with an app on your phone. I use the app Chronometer, which is the best app to do it. You can create an account down below and it's totally free, which is awesome. You're gonna see if at the end of your first week eating this amount of calories you actually lose weight, if that's your goal. If you don't lose weight, you're gonna subtract another 100 and test it again for 1 week. If you're trying to gain weight, it's pretty much the same. If you don't gain weight with the calories that you got, you're gonna increase 100, and you're gonna use these 100 increases and decreases to make your adjustments. Imagine that you actually do lose weight with this amount of calories, then it's okay. You can stick with 2,600 calories until you stop losing weight with them, and then cut another 100 calories and keep doing that until you reach your desired body weight or body fat. But keep in mind that it does take a while. I've been cutting for about 22 weeks now. Okay, and that's it for the calories, but there's a very important piece of the puzzle missing, and that's macronutrients, that being protein, fats and carbohydrates. So I'm gonna clean this up and we're gonna make the calculations for the macronutrients. Okay, so step 5, and obviously this will come before the step 4 because you can do all the calculations and test it later. But step 5, macronutrients. For your macronutrients, you always have to start by calculating the protein. So we're gonna be using the 2,600 calories, and for the protein there's an E missing. And for the protein, so for the protein, the first thing that you need to do is realize how much protein do you actually need. So how much protein do we actually need? If you are trying just to stay healthy, that number will be around 0.8 grams per kilo of body weight, and you can make those calculations yourself. But this is really not the goal for most people. Most people are trying to put on weight or lose weight while maintaining muscle mass. Most people are gonna be exercising, at least most people who are watching this video, working out in some sort of way, and you do need more protein because of that. How much more? Well, the recommendations actually range between 1.2 grams per kilo of body weight and 2.2 grams per kilo of body weight for most people. Now, this is a really big range. How do you decide where you are going to stand? And that's very easy. What kind of sport do you do? Are you a runner, soccer player, basketball player, anything like that? Well, you're probably not going to need that much protein. And for those people, for those types of sports, for endurance sports, the recommendations are actually always around 1.4 grams per kilo of body weight max. So you can use that to make your calculations. Now, if you're trying to build muscle, if you do strength sports and all of that, you're gonna need more protein. How much more? The recommendations for these people range between the 1.4 and the 2.2 grams per kilo of body weight. Now, this is still a very big range. How do you decide where you're gonna be? And for that, you're gonna have to ask yourself a couple of questions. The first question is, how many times a week do you work out? Do you only work out once or twice per week? Are you a casual lifter? Then probably you're not gonna need that much protein. 1.4 will also be enough. Are you someone like me who works out 6 times a week and takes it very, very seriously? Then you're probably gonna need to be a little bit higher. Are you on a caloric surplus, gaining weight, or are you in a caloric deficit, losing weight? If you are on a deficit, maybe you should bump up your protein a little bit more to make sure that you don't lose any muscle mass. If you're bulking, you can stay a little bit lower because you're probably not gonna lose any muscle mass anyway. In a book, I actually put this image with all the questions and the arrows making you go higher or lower, but you just have to decide for yourself. For me, because I'm cutting, I'm gonna put 2 grams per kilo of body weight. If I wasn't cutting, I would only put 1.8. So 2 times 70 kilos, that's 140 grams of protein. So this is how many grams of protein I'm gonna be eating with this diet, 140 grams. The next thing that you have to calculate is your fat. And the recommendations for the fat are also all over the place. They go from 10% of your daily calories to 35%. But what I usually do to make it easier to make these calculations is use between 0.8 and 1.2 grams of fat per kilo of body weight. Now, how do you decide if you go higher or lower? Do you like fatty foods? Do you prefer them? Then maybe stay a little bit higher. Are you on a caloric surplus? Then maybe stay a little bit higher. Are you on a caloric deficit trying to lose weight? Maybe cut a little bit more of the fat out. So for me, I'm gonna use the 0.8 grams per kilo of body weight. And that will be around 56 grams of fat. Now we just have to calculate the carbs. Okay, so this is the part where you understand why we did things in this order. And that's very simple, because the carbs are the rest of your calories. You're just gonna have to subtract the calories from the protein, the calories from the fat, from your total calories, and that will give you your carbs. How do you do this? Is actually very easy. You need to understand that for each gram of protein, it doesn't really matter the source, 1 gram of protein has 4 calories. So 140 times 4 will be 560. So 560 from the protein, okay? So we already have the protein here, right? Now the fat, we got 56 grams of fat. Every gram of fat, it doesn't really matter the source, has 9 calories. So 56 times 9 will be 504. So if we add up the calories from fat with the calories from protein, we're gonna have about 1064 calories. And now it's the easy part. You're gonna subtract 2600 minus 1064, and that will bring us to a total of 1536 calories. This is how many calories you're gonna eat from carbs. Now, how do you know how many grams of carbs this actually is? It's very simple, because every gram of carbs has 4 calories, just like the protein. So all you're gonna need to do is divide 1536 by 4, and that will be, so that brings us to a total of 384 grams of carbs. And that's it, we are done. So our total diet will be 2600 calories per day, 140 grams of protein, 56 grams of fat, and 384 grams of carbs. And now you're gonna go on Chronometer or any other app, you're gonna put these goals in there, and you're gonna reach them every single day. Now obviously you don't really need to be super strict with this. The only number that I want you to be strict with is the calories, because you should really eat your calories every single day. That's the only mandatory thing to have results, whether that's losing or gaining weight. But for the rest, for the carbs, the protein and the fat, I actually use a range. For example, if I eat less 20 or more 20 grams of protein, I really don't care. If I eat less 10 or more 10 grams of fat, I really don't care. And in the carbs, the range is really huge. If I go 50 above or 50 below, I really don't care, okay? You shouldn't be too strict with yourself, otherwise you won't be able to make it. Remember, when it comes to getting results, the most important thing is adherence. You have to stay in it for a long time, and having this range, not being too strict, really helps you, because you can make other recipes, you don't have to stress about it, and overall it's going to be a much more enjoyable process. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you like to support the channel, leave a like down below and a comment, and share the video. As you know, I'm also sponsored by Vivo Life, so if you want the best vegan supplements in the world, you can use my code RP5. And please stay tuned for the launch of the English version of the book. I really hope it's a huge success, because I'm gonna pay for the translation myself. So I really need your support. Like the video if you like the video, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one.